Hello and welcome to this edition of Intelligent Video Today. I'm your host, Steve Vonderhaar. Join us on today's episode, Andrew Devlin, CEO over at PitchHub. Welcome, Andrew.
Steve, good to see you. Thank you, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, this is great. Thanks for having me on your show.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time to visit and tell us a little bit about what you're doing at PitchHub. Why don't we start out getting a little company history from you folks? How long have you been doing this? How are you positioning yourself out there?
So yeah, we've been around since 2018. We began the company with on the buyer side marketplace where people could pitch on video direct to buyers and save time in the process and speed up decision making. So we started that in 2018, but we worked on it for about a year, and then we noticed there was a much bigger problem in the market. Most people struggled, and you know this too. Just like I know you do a lot of videos, but just people really struggle recording videos. So we saw a bigger market for helping people create video. And so the initial way to do that, and even I struggle with recording videos, was we needed to create a teleprompter. And so we created the first web app teleprompter. We did it in a browser first, and then we heard that we started talking to Zoom, and they asked us to put a teleprompter on Zoom. So it worked out really well, being a web app. And so today, we have this teleprompter. A lot of executives, educators, sales teams, coaches all use PitchHub, whether it be on a browser, and probably our most popular use case is the teleprompter on Zoom.
Yeah, so how would a customer go about deploying this teleprompter? How would they go about using PitchHub?
Yeah, great question. We look at where people are at, and so if you're on a browser, you would go and you would basically just log into PitchHub and put in your script, and launch the teleprompter right from the browser. Or if you're in Zoom, you can go right into the marketplace, and so you can launch the teleprompter right from the marketplace. So it launches right within your Zoom calls or your Zoom meetings, or even Zoom Clips, which is the new product from Zoom. It works really well with that too. And so enterprises, people can just go, retail folks just can go on and purchase it directly from Zoom or right from PitchHub. But enterprises and IT teams can roll it out at scale, and it's a centralized licensing system management. So hundreds of people can get activated. So whether you're in a small team or a global team, the deployment is pretty frictionless. You just log in, launch a teleprompter, and you're ready to create some videos.
Yeah, now the teleprompter solution is pretty straightforward, but every vendor out there has their own AI twist on the world. Can you? I imagine PitchHub is among the legion of those vendors trying to integrate AI. What do you have in the works on the AI front?
We were super excited. We were super excited when AI hit, because the wheel started turning on the best way to start leveraging this. And I'm going to take this question a little bit in a controversial direction, because what we're doing, people think immediately, "Oh my God, you guys are cheating," and what you're doing is kind of disingenuous. But I'd like to just kind of start out by saying it that way, because it's not. What we do is we empower people to communicate as their best selves. So anybody who's on a video call, they're covering something that's important. They have slides. People have notes. People use computers to generate, scripts. People use computers to, help them what they want to pitch, what they want to say. And they just, a lot of people even use tools for, spell check or anything like that. So what we've done, in our opinion, is that we're just helping people be more resourceful. Like if you are on a call, I've seen it and I've done it. You put sticky notes around your computer to remember what you're going to say, and you have notes available to you. So all we're doing is helping the folks to take what's being said on a call, being questions that are being asked of them, and we're able to start to generate the questions that they might ask the person that they're with. They answer the questions. And of course, with AI, we help you kind of with the guardrails around how the content gets displayed to you. But then we also tap into the resources that are available within your organization to give you the best answers, best results. And if you think about it, like if you're on a call with a CFO, a CIO, and CRO, right? And CIO asks a specific question, you want to answer it in a technical manner, right? They're worried about security, they're worried about something that's obviously is IT related. CFO is obviously financially based. So we use AI to take the transcript of what's happening in real time and then generate the questions and answers and situation back to the person on the call to help them just stay, on track and have all those notes in front of them within a call.
So, in many cases, I know of sales teams that use so-called battle cards to address commonly addressed questions posed by a client or a prospect. And essentially, what you're doing is leveraging AI to make real-time battle cards that are contextually aware of what's happening in a particular meeting. Is that a good description of what we're looking at?
That's a great description. Yeah, it's just basically digitizing your notes, right? Digitizing what's already been presented to you, um, and just helping the reps feel more comfortable that they know when they're on the call that they're going to have help, right? Just maybe the engineer couldn't join and they're not going to be as technically kind of supported in that call. Well, what we're calling right now prompter can help with that.
So, how do you envision companies actually putting these capabilities to work? What are some use cases that you have in mind for this?
I mean, keeping the sales rep, analogy, relevant. They can stay on message without sending robotic, right? So have all that information in front of them. If you think about customer supports teams, they can deliver consistent answers in real time. Students can, think about students, right? And they're going into new positions and they have to go do a lot more interviews so they can practice on the teleprompter, record videos on the teleprompter. And then they also, in meetings, I mean, they're going to have the resumes in front of them. They're going to have all the things in front of them when they're in an interview. Why not have prompter available for them too, to make them sharper and just feel more confident within that scenario?
So, a photo's worth 1,000 words, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but video's worth even more. Why don't we pop on over into a Zoom shell right now, and maybe you can walk us through what Prompter is doing on a very quick basis. Let's go on over there. So, Andrew, here we are in a typical Zoom environment. We're all familiar with this type of meeting nomenclature when we're doing our gatherings online. Let's say I'm coming in here and I'm a customer or client, and my CRM system is a nightmare. It takes forever to load my solution. It crashes at least twice a week. Our security team is constantly worried about data breaches, and we're spending more time managing the solution than actually using it. Walk me through how you would deal with a customer like me leveraging Prompter with some AI infused feedback.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm super excited. This is we've been working on this with lots of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the prompter. Normally, obviously, you wouldn't share it. It would just be available to you. You could move it around, put it, right by your camera.
So
What I'm
this would be
doing right.
visible. This would be visible to the presenter, but not to the people that the presenter is talking to.
Correct, correct. And what we see also is, say there's a team on the call, all from the same company. They also will see what the questions are, what is coming back from prompter, so that everybody's on the same page and it's just not one person. So this is like where you have everything's pre-populated. So think about your LLM, your content, what is the meeting topic? That could all get pulled from an invite, the objective of the meeting, so everybody understands what the objective of the meeting is, specifically, from the internal team, we'll say, and then different personas that you have on the call. And so we can take a lot of this and then process it through the actual LLM. I'm going to save it here. And so it's getting everything going. Just real quick too, though, you see these different tabs, right? There's teleprompter, which can be obviously what the teleprompter is today, and then prompter can be also listening to the call and then processing what's happening.
So, for example, if I were to ask a question about what specific security incidents or near misses that have occurred that you can point me towards to help alleviate my security concerns, that would be captured by the PitchHub prompter.
Yeah, here we go. So Steve asked specific incidents or near misses that have occurred. Um, And so the coach, the answer that's coming back is like, okay, we understand your security instances. You can look at that and go, okay, so is this what you're looking for? Is it are you SOC 2 compliant or GDPR certifications? Whatever that security is that you're looking at.
So, when these crashes happen, then, Andrew, what's the business impact? Will our sales team be losing data or missing critical customer interactions?
What's the business impact? Okay. So, will your sales team be losing data and missing critical interactions? And then obviously the answers start to come in. So that's what we're getting right back. The What we're working on right now is actually giving you like situational answers. So Steve
Hmm.
would say, "Oh, what I heard you say, Steve, was this," and maybe you do that just for a delay anyway to
Yeah.
get kind of the context of what you're getting. And then the other thing would be, here's some questions or here's some answers based on what you just asked.
Yeah, it's a way to have some guidelines, some real time input that can help fuel your conversation on an ongoing basis. So, if I were to ask, what compliance requirements does your organization meet, and how is the current system putting those at risk? AI would help develop an answer there.
It would answer it through AI if as much as it had. It would go first from your company data and then the kind of fill in through the AI.
Got it. So, I think that's it gives us a good sense of how we might use PitchHub in a typical customer interaction. Thanks for showing us that, Andrew. It's a great way that can really enhance individuals who don't know quite what to say in a meeting. Provide them some information along the way, right?
Absolutely. Guidelines, helpful hints of things that are important that you have from the company's perspective, but also on how to answer the questions appropriately.
Yeah, so let's switch over to the legacy view of Intelligent Video Today and talk a little bit more. So that was a cool demo, Andrew. Can you tell us when we're looking at those data responses that are generated by the systems, by the LLMs, where's all that data coming from?
Yeah, great. Thanks for asking that. There's multiple different sources that we're pulling it from, right? We're pulling it from the LLM of your choice, and then we're also pulling it from your data. So we're able to store that data. We're able to save that data. So as you're going through, from a sales perspective, as you're going through a sales process with an organization, we'll save that information. So that is available to you where you're at. Those answers that have already been asked or questions that are available to you. Your Just all of your sales information or your data is saved from your company, right? Very specific. And then the LLM really helps us with structure and keep you on the guardrails of how the question is going to be answered, what they're being asked, who's asking the question, and how you're supposed to respond. So it's kind of like a two-way data source that we're pulling into, and AI obviously is fantastic at helping us with that.
Yeah, so it's a mixture of both proprietary data sets and access to publicly accessible LLMs as well. Now, is this something that organizations can begin using right away? Where are we at in terms of the timeline or launch for this?
Yeah, it's super exciting. So, of course, the teleprompter and PitchUp Studio is available today. So, a lot of people, thousands of users using teleprompter today to record videos, stay on track in meetings, Zoom calls. Um, and so, and then Studio, of course, if you're going to record videos, if you're going to collaborate with your team on those videos and to create something right from a browser, that's available today. What we're doing is we're accepting key accounts on a limited basis to help us in our beta that's available right now. And we're just fine tuning what we're calling prompter. So if anybody's interested, please reach out. We'd love to obviously work with a couple of enterprises to help adopt the tools, but also to understand other things that maybe we haven't been thinking of so far. So we're just in the start of a limited beta, and so we're very interested in speaking with organizations. Customer success or sales enablement is a great start, and then universities for interviews.
Yeah. So I know you're laser focused on getting this product out the door right now, but let's take a step back for a moment. Maybe look in the crystal ball a couple years down the line. Once you have the solution known as Prompter ultimately launched, what are some other ways that you envision AI driving innovation or broader functionality within PitchHub?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's hard. Like wake up every morning going, "Oh my God, I've got an idea," or "This could be possible," or "This is how we would do this or that." And so, where we think AI, is going to not just prompt, it's going to be helpful in everything, but it's going to be actively enhancing communications just end to end. So imagine logging into a Zoom call, having your opening script available, auto-generated from the last agenda or from the agenda meeting, past conversations that are available during the call. PitchHub can coach you in real time, right? And afterwards, delivered afterwards. I mean, think about the highlights of the call, what happened on the call, being able to auto-generate that, be able to, to brand it, have the highlights then delivered with your notes out even to the prospects. So anybody who missed the call, they can get the cliff notes from the call. So we just think it's going to be much more enhanced, and it's just going to be, again, understanding who's on the call, how they want to, maybe their personas, maybe even looked at what their LinkedIn profile are, what type of person are they, how do you think that they would want to hear back from you. So there's tons of different ways to prompt and help people. I also love the idea of this type of technology just in general communication. Like, think about different people, and I'm an interrupter as a person, right? So if I'm in a call, like, I'll interrupt people all the time and just blurt things out, and it's not it's just something that happens, right? But like, I should have asked more questions, or you should ask a question now, ask them about this. And so prompting you to have better conversations and help you in that, I think all people could be helped in conversations. So I really feel it's going to be not only it's not only an enterprise solution, but it's also to help people as they communicate and help them have really good conversations.
And I think as such, it's really a great example of applied AI, putting AI capabilities to work to solve specific problems within the enterprise. And I think we need much more of that within the industry, really looking at ways to leverage these capabilities to help people work better, more productively, and more efficiently. It'll be fun to watch where PitchHub goes over the next couple of years. Andrew Devlin from PitchHub, thanks so much for taking the time to visit with us today.
Steve, you're the best. Thanks for having me. Have a great rest of the week.
And that's all the time we have for today's episode. If you'd like more insight from industry thought leaders like Andrew Devlin, just go to our YouTube link right below there. Subscribe to the Intelligent Video Today channel to get notifications of future editions of the Intelligent Video Today series. For Intelligent Research and Intelligent Video Today, I'm Steve Vonderhaar. Thanks for your time.